So unlike my Halloween video, I'm hopefully going to get this done on time, and if I don't, that was all planned all along and not a tragic accident that I can't fix. Anyway, so I know this topic I'm going to be covering is somewhat controversial amongst diehard fans of the franchise, but it's fun, so you know, I'm gonna do it anyway. Today I want to give a definitive answer looking at it analytically from each side, each perspective, as to whether or not Lethal Weapon is in fact a Christmas movie. You hear me?
You talking about Die Hard in here?
Okay. Now, not all things are the same. For example, Lethal Weapon and Die Hard are both set at Christmas. However, they're both definitely not Christmas movies. Just because something shares a common element with something else doesn't mean it's the same thing. For example, Darcy here has a bowl of delectable, crunchy nut, a lovely breakfast treat. And me, well, I have a bowl of dirt.
Now they're both technically edible, and they're both in bowls, but you're not gonna eat a bowl of dirt. It's not food, man.
Just because two things share the same properties, that doesn't make them the same thing. But when does one thing sharing properties with another thing stop and it just becomes the same thing?
We are the same, she and I.
Well, that's exactly what we're here to answer. We're going to break down the fundamental elements of the movie Die Hard and answer that question. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Yes.
Okay, so let's quickly go through the character arcs here. John's is very clearly the journey of selfishness to selflessness, so that he can be reunited with his family. Lois's is about trying to protect her work family so that she can go home to her actual family. And Al's is a human arc of redemption as he tries to make up for mistakes of Christmas past. So family and redemption are common archetypes in Christmas movies. Now admittedly, this doesn't make Die Hard a Christmas movie, but it's certainly one of the more important elements presented in this film. But the fact that it lands so nicely in the ballpark of Christmas movies, I think really helps my case.
So not only does the composer go through the effort of bells and sleighs in the original score for the movie, but basically every time the movie decides to break from that original score, it is to play a Christmas song. Not only that, but also Hans Gruber's theme is literally Ode to Joy. Music has a massive effect on the feel of a movie and its presence. So you know, if a movie's soundtrack is just Christmas songs, it's probably a Christmas movie. Not even that, but you have the intent behind this scene.
You got any Christmas music?
Is Christmas music.
Christmas in Hollis is a Christmas song. There's no real argument against that. But it's also very much a non-traditional Christmas song. And that's why this scene is a cool little nod from the director.
So Die Hard is actively set at a Christmas party on Christmas Eve.
So presence is the way a concept, feature, idea or theme can appear in a film. Kind of like how death is presented through foreshadowing, shadows and uncanny incorrection in the Final Destination movies. Or how this creepy Wookiee probably represents George Lucas in the Star Wars Christmas special.
Star Wars Christmas special.
Christmas has a definitive presence throughout the movie. Obviously, we've already mentioned the setting and the theme, but it's not just that. Christmas has been given definitive presence throughout the movie, from casual background props, dialogue prompts, and even key surrounding plot points. John uses wrapping tape for his gun, and Gruber's ultimate fate is the result of a Christmas gift.
It's a Rolex. I hope that's not a hostage.
I don't think anybody who's watched this movie could genuinely argue that it didn't feel the presence of Christmas in this movie.
So the best argument I've heard as to why Die Hard isn't a Christmas movie is that it was originally released in July, which, ignoring the whole Christmas in July thing, is kind of a flawed argument. A movie's release date relevancy drops dramatically once the movie's actually released. But if that's the hill you're willing to die on, then counterpoint, what time of year is Die Hard usually shown on TV? The other main point I hear as to why it's not a Christmas movie is because it's an action movie. Which, what?
I can't have two hats?
So things can't be two things? Then Home Alone isn't a Christmas movie. Home Alone's a siege movie. The Grinch is a heist movie. And Santa Claus is a nostalgic trip where we get to witness somebody who was great in our childhood, but is probably a bit more problematic now. Things can be two things. It's really strange to take one element from something and suddenly be like, yeah, nah, it's that one thing, despite everything else in it. And it's not like I'm reaching here. It's not like I've seen one pine tree and just gone, oh my god, it's Christmas. It's not one thing. It's everything. It's the story, the music, the setting, the presence felt throughout the film. But also, if you're still against calling Die Hard a Christmas movie, why? It's not like calling Die Hard a Christmas movie is really taking anything away from the genre. But having it as a Christmas movie allows it to bring a unique kind of joy to people. And isn't that kind of the point of Christmas? To spread joy?
So how do you feel knowing we finally did your favourite movie?
Dude, it's been so long. I'm finally glad we finally got to do it.
You happy with what the product was? I shouldn't be talking with my mouth for food, but you happy with the end product? You don't have food in your mouth. My one was a genuine mistake. My one was a genuine mistake. So,
No, I'm very happy with it, man. I'm finally glad we finally got to do it.
you're happy we covered this topic? We did it
dude.
well enough?
Yeah, dude. I had the
Yeah.
fucking best, man.
Well, if you like this video, you should share, like, and subscribe, and ring that bell. And if you have any differing opinions on us or any points we didn't bring up, please feel free to comment them down below.
And
Hey,
Merry
dude.
Christmas, Happy Holidays.
I was going to mention this, but you look really buff.
Thanks, I guess.
This is your Christmas present, me saying that, giving you that compliment on
So
camera.
you, look at them.
I don't. I haven't been to the gym as much because I've been, like, trying to work on things.
Don't mind me.
Did one of you mention the Star Wars Christmas special?